So again, everyone, welcome. My name is Rebecca Frank. I am the Network Analyst and Coordinator for PreventObesity.net. We're really excited to get underway with our webinar, our welcome webinar. We know a lot of you came in today and this was your first day sort of being a part of the site. We're really excited to have you here. So just a quick housekeeping note, again, throughout the webinar, I'll be asking if anyone has any questions. And you can use the question box in GoToWebinar, you can use the chat box, you can use the hand raiser button, and if you need to get my attention, I'll unmute you so you can ask a question, or we can work it out the other way. It's a little tricky, but we're excited, and we'll get underway. One other note is that we are recording today's webinar, so if you have colleagues who weren't able to join or you think there'll be something that you want to see again, we'll definitely be able to send that to you afterwards. So one last note, throughout the webinar we're going to be referring to people who are leaders on the site. Those are the people who get the most access to the tools and services from PreventObesity.net. A leader is anyone who's doing any organizing, whether it's community organizing or any other kind, to sort of work to help people reverse the childhood obesity epidemic. You can work for yourself and still be a leader and not necessarily an individual. That's just the way we've broken it down. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Otherwise, we will get underway. Okay, so it seems like everyone is set. Once again, my name is Rebecca Frank. I'm the Network Analyst and Coordinator with PreventObesity.net, and PreventObesity.net is a project of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation that's really designed to help you, the leaders in the movement to reverse the childhood obesity epidemic, to provide tools and services for online organizing and other types of organizing. So this, as you can see, is the homepage for PreventObesity.net. And one quick thing to notice at the very top, you all came into the webinar, so you all probably have seen this before, but up here at the very top in this small green text, that's where, if you haven't yet registered for Prevent Obesity, you can do that right here where it says register as a leader, or add yourself to the map if you're not a leader, and that's fine. And once you've registered, you can log in here. So that's just a quick thing to know. That's sort of your home base for the page. I'm going to walk you through the process of registering for a leader. So this is our registration form. It asks a lot of questions. We'd like you to give as much information as you're comfortable giving. It really helps us. Not everybody gets to be a leader on the site. We really want to reserve that access for people who are doing organizing. And we use the information in this registration form to help us make sure that the right people are getting that access. I just want to highlight the privacy policy. Definitely take a look at that when you're registering. Make sure that you're okay with it. And then you might want to know why you want to register as a leader. You don't have to get access to the site. It's free. We're not asking anything of you. It's really based on how we want to create a real strong network of leaders in this movement to reverse childhood obesity. So that's my plug for registering as a leader. We definitely want as many people to do it as possible. If you have any questions about what you should register as, and you're not sure, you think you might be a leader, go ahead and register. And after you do, you'll get an email that says, it's going to your registration will be confirmed in 1 to 3 days, and if we have any questions, we'll ask you. We think that's a lot easier. So that's, again, at the very top of the page where it says register as a leader. And some other key things to note on the home page. So our Get Assistance, we've made it really easy to get in touch with us, and we want you to get in touch with us, whether it's by phone, via email. You can get in touch with me. I'll say this throughout. It's just Rebecca, REBECCA, at PreventObesity.net. Easy enough. We also talk on the phone. We do live chats. We have people waiting at all times during the business hours. You can reach us on Facebook. You can reach us on Twitter. We're pretty much everywhere, and we can't wait to hear from you. So please go ahead and get in touch with us. So I'm going to quickly show also our Get Services page, because that's really the meat of Prevent Obesity, are the tools and services for you, the leaders. We have 4 main services that we use right now. The first is our map of the movement, which I'll go into in a bit. Then we also have a number of widgets. Now one of those is the map of the movement. You can take that and put it on your homepage, and I'll walk you through that process. We think it's a great place to start. But I want to highlight 2 of our other services that are available for leaders only, and those are our cell phone tools. So whether you've ever wanted to or done a campaign about text message activism, we have a service that we use to help you make that available. So we're definitely interested in talking to you about that. And then the other tools that we have some blogger outreach and analysis tools. So when you're doing communications and blog outreach, we can help you with that as well. So those 2 products, the blogger outreach and the cell phone tools, they actually have their own webinars. And those are the next 2 Tuesdays, so the 18th and the 25th of January at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you'll see at the top where it says Get Assistance, you can click on Webinars to get that schedule. So does anyone have any questions about the cell phone or the blogger tools? No other questions? Alright, well, in that case, I'll move on then. So, I'm going to quickly log into the site because it's going to I'm going to show what it's like to have leader access. Again, if you have any questions about that, we can go back, but let me quickly log in. It's just logging in. So here we have a profile page that I put together. It does have a leader access, and I just want to show you one thing. When you've become a leader or you have an account or you're on the map, once you log into your account, what you can do at the top of the page, in the middle here, you can click on this gray Edit tab. And this will bring up a page in a second. And that's going basically to bring up another version of the registration page. And so you can edit your profile information. So if I wanted to, if I was on the site and my team built a new website that I thought would be really useful for people working on obesity to have access to, I could just put it in here, and that information would update on my profile. The other thing I want you to notice here is where it says private. And basically, for a variety of the questions that we ask in the application, you don't have to make that information public to everyone to see on the site when they look for you or people like you. Because one of the key points of this site is that people can download contact information. So let's say you want to make it so you're just your email information is available, not your phone number. You can do that. And go ahead and please make the site as much information as you're willing to share. We don't want to force anyone to share anything. And if I change something, I would just click on Save down here. I'll click on it very, very quickly. Oh, and I didn't put in my password. So that's the Edit tab. I just wanted to quickly show you that in case you want to change any of the information that you use to build your profile. We had a really big day today with site registrants, so that's why we're running a little bit slow. I'm sorry for the delays. So now I'm going to talk to you about the Map of the Movement, which is really right now the main service that we're offering, basically showing what this movement that is working on childhood obesity looks like, across the whole country. So on the top of the page, where it says Get Services, if you just bring your mouse over that box, you can see some options pop up, and I just clicked on Map. And so here we have our map of the movement. Now, as you look at the map, you know, it looks like a Google map, and it should. It's interactive and clickable in the same way that a Google map is. So let's say I want to zoom in here on Kansas. I can click on it and see it, as well as I can see information for people who are in the map. So if I want to, you know, jet over to Arkansas, I can click, and there's Joe Thompson, who's the director of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation Center to Prevent Childhood Obesity. So that's the kind of information that you can have on the map. I want to quickly highlight green little boxes with people in them are individuals. Blue boxes are for, we couldn't click on it, are for organizations. And then these blue circles, those are like heat maps. So if you've got a number of people who are working in the same city, that blue circle is going to grow. And you can see that, you know, places with big blue circles are really great places where there's lots and lots of people working on childhood obesity. So just for an example. Are there any questions on the map as it stands right now? I see we have a few more folks who joined us. If you guys have any questions, you can just type them in the chat box or the question box or use the hand raising button. Is there anything that you guys want me to go over right now? Okay, well then I will keep moving. So that's, oh, I just saw your question, Ingrid. Does the map and website just focus on childhood obesity or obesity among the general population? That's a really great question. Right now, we're focusing on childhood obesity. We think that, and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation thinks that, you know, childhood obesity is having a really strong impact on, you know, life cycle, and, you know, it has impacts on families and impacts on so many different areas. So right now we're focusing on childhood obesity, but we're definitely interested in organizations who are working to reduce obesity in the general population. So you can definitely sign up and take advantage of these tools. Does that answer your question, Ingrid? Great. So that's the main map, right, and what all these little symbols mean. So there are other ways to search the map. So for example, let's say you're having an event in your area and you want to find all the people who live near you who might be interested in attending your event. So what you can do up here is type in search by zip code, and you can just put in a zip code, and I will put in my old zip code in Massachusetts because it's one of the only ones that I remember. I click on it, I type it in, and I can just press enter, or I can click search here. And again, I'm sorry that we're a little slow today. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull up all the people in and around that zip code so I can find out who I want to do my outreach to. So you'll see it brings up Boston, and I can see that, you know, there's a good number of people, but not a ton, so I would want to do some outreach there and see how many of those people in the area wanted to come to my event. Another way that you can search the map is if you click up here where it says search by issue, I can pull on the drop-down menu, and these options are the same ones that when you register as a leader or you put yourself on the map, you can say that you're interested in these areas. So if I am working on, you know, soda taxes, or if I'm working on food marketing, I can click on those and I can search who are the people that say they're interested in that. And for that, you can actually pull on, you know, and that can be nationwide. You could do that with the zip code. So right now I have all the people in the Boston area, but if I delete the zip code here, I can get nationwide people who are working on this issue. So while that's loading, does anyone have any questions on searching the map?